So like Quap's just really good right now, and like teams, especially in Europe West, have shown that. Like 9 on Tundra, he's been first phasing Queen of Pain so often and like absolutely dominating with it. So
it's pretty common across the C meta as well. Like, it doesn't matter what tournament it's in. Even the Huya Invitational between China was incredibly popular there. So I like the fact that Fnatic are banning out a lot of the main heroes that do have a pretty decent time against the Queen of Pain in the Lina, the Kunkka. I have to wonder, as we see a Death Prophet come out. Okay, I mean, this kind of brings me back to if they were playing at TI, you know, it would have been a death special to come out here with the off-lane Death Prophet. He was one of the best in that off-lane position, in my opinion. But yeah, obviously still wanting to maintain that flexibility like you were talking about with the Queen of Pain and the Death Prophet if they were looking to go down that route. Hell, could even still be the support DP. We never know. But I wonder if it's going to be something like a Dragon Knight for that mid lane. It doesn't really fit Fearless's playstyle all that well, but you don't really care all that much about the Queen of Pain harassing you out with a Shadow Strike, so you could still get a good amount out of that lane yourself.
I saw Spirit try a 4-pick Dragon Knight into Queen of Pain first phase, and they lost with it. Not saying that that's like the be-all end-all of that matchup, but like I think whilst it can sit in the lane against Queen of Pain, if they just move Queen of Pain off lane and put DP mid, that's
it's
now
fine.
like kind of annoying for DK. And plus, I feel like DK is just not as great as he used to be. I feel like you would much rather have like any of these spirit heroes that can make moves on the map. I think what you want this game is something, you don't want DK with Bane. DK and Bane do the same thing. They both set up kills with stun. So they should pick something that utilizes...
There's that snap that you guys are talking about so much.
Finally, we see him, and it's a faceless Void coming out here. Okay,
that's kind of weird, but
it's out of the ordinary, but it is certainly a Jackie hero. You know, he's played it plenty of times, is that hyper carry style. I mean, it's not going to happen, but can you imagine if this was like a support faceless Void and they've just like bamboozled us?
I was about to say, I don't think it's bad to play faceless Void, but you already have Mars, who's your like arena for the Snapfire role, and like they do now the same thing where they have these big cooldown. I was literally just going to say I would just pick Wraith King here because now Motivate.Trust are playing around arena cooldown and chrono cooldown, and they have no like sustained damage. You use your Snapfire ult, you use your arena, that's it. You're now on cooldown. Wraith King just lives through that with his second life, and like look at the Fnatic have so much sustained like fighting between Queen of Pain and Wraith King now.
But do you not just use the arena, for example, to go on, let's just say the Wraith King, you know, try and burn that first life, and then when the rest of the team joins, just chrono them as opposed to the Wraith King, and then try and kill them in that way?
But where's your damage coming from? Because you're Snapfire rolling for the Mars ult.
It does mean that you need to wait a fair distance so the Faceless Void is actually dishing out a good amount of damage in his own right. I'm just kind of trying to think of the mid laners that Motivate might be trying to go for. They ban out the Invoker, of course, for that Cataclysm combo. But you also do need to consider that if they are going to run this Queen of Pain mid, for example, maybe you do go for something like the Void Spirit or the Ember Spirit that is able to, you know, skill dependent a bit more for the Ember Spirit, dodge out that Shadow Strike, have a bit of an easier time in the laning stage. And, I mean, Void Spirit wouldn't be terrible, right? Because you can still get in onto those backlines, help maybe even catch out the Pangolier before he's even able to roll up into the Rolling Thunder.
It's not the worst. I mean, they definitely need something like that. I agree with you completely. I just feel weird about it.
Yeah.
Brutus.
Okay. He's clapping. Oh, Masteros is so happy.
Okay. I mean, Brood is not like... It's not completely free. I think Pango is a hero that's pretty decent against Broodmother, and they have an option here to... I think they should probably pick something with more control.
What about Grimstroke here?
Grim...
It's okay. I mean, you can pop out onto a Queen of Pain, you've got good initiation, you've got a good way to deal with the Spiderlings with a stroke.
Yeah, I see it. I would...
Even just the Faceless Void, right? Dark Portrait's pretty damn effective against him.
I mean, I would maybe just want something with more catch.
Yeah.
To, like, be able to... like, 'cause Brood right now, like, you have no hero that can just walk up to her and, like, keep her in place so you can actually kill her. But, like, Pango needs to have a blink or something, and this is not a... I don't think it's a core Pango, right? So... He's not going to have items for a long time. I'm trying to, like... It's hard thinking of support pool in my head because I'm not a support player. I'm like, God, what who even plays support now? Like, what heroes they have?
Yo, you're talking to
yeah, I was like, definitely me.
But, I mean, it's always rough, right? Whenever you're playing against a Broodmother, kind of similar to the OD lane that we were talking about, as soon as you hit up onto that level 6, you basically have to leave the lane. So I'm just trying to think of these heroes that might be able to counter that. They're going to go at TA and maybe switch this DP to 5? is what I'm maybe thinking here.
That's fine. TA is like, she likes playing against Brood because she doesn't like the spiders. Obviously, are not like the key part of Brood anymore in lane because she doesn't have them until 6.
Yeah.
So you're not like worried about clearing out spiders, but like yeah, TA like is fine against her in lane.
This is a mid Brood mother.
Yeah, I would hope so with the Faceless Void.
Yeah.
But it's kind of.
I'm going to interrupt, and I'm going to ask the question that I always ask. You've now seen which position all these heroes are going to be going into, predictions and final thoughts on how this matchup is going to go.
I don't think it's a free Brood game.
No.
And I like Fnatic's lineup more, I'd say.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I like Fnatic's lineup more, particularly if they're able to abuse the Death Prophet and able to get some good value out of it super early on, because you've got a couple of heroes that can be a bit more of that frontline presence in the Pango and the Queen of Pain, so that you can get good value out of the Exorcism.
Well, we might be seeing this series go to game number 3, but we're going to head on over to GoDz and lizZards as they take it away for game number 2.
It's time now for game number 2, and lizZard, you know, first thing I look at when I see these drafts is that dirty, filthy Brood pick. What do you make of it?
Yeah, it's the last big Brood mother. When I saw it, I was thinking, okay, Fnatic, they're in a problem. They need to use this last pick wisely to deal with that. And then you look at Fnatic and they pick a TA. Like, historically, not really the hero that deals with Brood in any significant way, right? Which makes me think that they don't really consider this hero to be a huge issue for them. I feel like they might have something in store for us, and maybe they have a way of dealing with it.
Well, we'll see if they've got the answers. They've got, you know, no conventional Brood counters perhaps, but maybe they, you know, this isn't the Brood of 3 or 4 years ago where it's all about this mass spiderling army that you've got to have the AoE to clear. So
yeah,
we'll see what Fnatic's response is going to be. Elsewhere, we've got Armel playing TA. It looks like, yeah, he is going to be up at mid lane against the Brood. Typically, Brood's been more of the off laner. Are you surprised to see it being played here in the mid lane?
Yeah, recently Brood has been exactly that, more of an offlaner, and I am surprised that they're going to put it mid. I feel like you'll still be doing the same thing with Brood, and we'll see just how TA works against her. Like, I know some melee heroes do exceptionally well versus Brood, well, sort of melee, like a troll, right? Like you can make her miss, you have those whirling axes to work with. Yeah. But TA, I haven't really seen this matchup recently. You do have refraction to work with, but you still will be missing because of Brood Mother and her right clicks, right? So, yeah, we'll see.
We'll see indeed. This time around, any early action doesn't look like it. Jackie's Void around some Fnatic heroes, but he's not really a kill. If he needs to, he can always get the Time Walk up. And maybe, you know, when it comes to like, obviously, there's been a lot of other tournaments. When it comes to SEA DPC, we haven't been seeing much of the Faceless Void as a carry. That's definitely something also that's a little bit new. Why do you think Motivate.Trust are going for the Faceless Void here?
Well, they picked it a little bit earlier, right? They had it with the Snapfire, which is pretty cool. You have some combinations there, some damage to work with. But they instantly got answered by a Wraith King. Overall, I think that Faceless Void is a popular hero at the moment. Perhaps not in SEA, but he is being picked in different regions quite often. Yeah. Like, he's at that point that he's actually getting banned in second stage almost every game that I'm watching.
Yeah, well, we'll see how it fares here. Up against a Quap Pango lane. This feels like a pretty tough lane. Never fun to play Void against like the damage over time spells, like something like a Shadow Strike. It just makes that Time Walk just that little bit less impactful in lane. Yeah,
like these Queen of Pains, Venomancers, all these sort of heroes are obnoxious to play against. He does have a strong laner with him, that's the Bane. He will be able to help out at least a little bit early on. Later on, the grip works very nicely versus DJ's Pango, versus anyone, really. Yeah. Bane right now, there's a reason why he's picked up almost all the time. Like,
the king of the laning stage. And pair that with a, you know, pretty useful BKB piercing disable in the Fiend script later on as well. He is constantly just bullying down here, keeping Jabs and DJ away from the creep wave. allowing this Faceless Void to have a pretty nice time going for whatever creeps into the eyes he wants. Elsewhere, got Snapfire getting brought pretty low up top. The support Death Prophet, something you've mentioned. You've seen a lot of the Death Prophet over in the Chinese DPC League in a variety of roles, but Death Prophet coming out here as a 5.
Yeah, it's not... obviously, when a hero is picked a lot and when it can be a position 5, it happens, right? You pick that Prophet early on, it's not the best game, you rotate her to a position 5. But in the CN region, they pick it in first two picks in the first stage, and they still put it on a core. It's usually an offlane or a mid, so they value the hero heavily there. We talked about this earlier.
Yep.
On position 5 as well, she's strong enough to hold on just almost against anything, really, because of that Spirit Siphon.
Yeah, I mean, the lane already off to a good start with that first blood. Snapfire, definitely the squishier of the two up here. Massa on the Mars going for the triple gauntlet build. That's kind of become more and more popular, this triple stats. Making himself very, very tanky. Trying to rush that helm to get that health regen coming in. So, pretty standard stuff as far as the lanes goes. We'll see lane pull, equilibrium stuff happening down bottom. A bit of a clash as Jackboy's even trying to get involved himself to keep DJ and Jabs away from this pull.
Yeah, as you're talking about Masaros, I'm looking at him under the tower missing like 4 last hits in a row. It feels bad, man. What's happening on the mid lane so far? The Broodmother 16-4, TA 13-5, so it looks like Carmel definitely knew what's up in this matchup, and the TA is doing pretty damn well at the moment.
Yeah. Perhaps the big questions are going to be asked of him when Brood hits level 6, though. I feel like that's where the game can start to look a little bit different for Armel.
For everyone on the side of Fnatic, I feel like. It all comes down to what Gacha Boy decides to do. Is he going to be... And so far, it looks like he will be the aggressive Brood, that he has that Orchid queued up, right? So he won't be sitting back, farming up, even though he's playing mid. He'll get that Orchid and he'll start making plays on the map. I don't care what hero you are on this Fnatic side, you won't be able to face that Brood with your Orchid.
Yep. See there, Armel. I mean, there's just no point really even harassing the Brood. The sustain the Brood has in lane. Brood also being able to take away some of those runes from Armel, making his life nice and tricky. Top lane, another kill. This time around going the way of Motivate.Trust. It's going to be Death Prophet getting brought down by the Mars and Snapfire. Nice kill.
He had a nice idea of buying Ring of Protection early on, but when you're playing versus a Snap with Little Shredder and Blightstone, it's of little help. So they catch him with a nice spear and they finish him off very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned there's the obvious synergy with the Snapfire and the Void later on with the Mortimers and Chronosphere, but one of the nice things with Snapfire is, you give that kind of objective taking with Little Shredder, whether it's Roshan, Towers, because that's saying Void lacks. Bottom lane, just a huge brawl going on as DJ and Jabs find themselves 2 kills. It looks like DJ about to suicide to the tower, buys some boots before doing so, and just throws away his life as a great 2-hero pickup for Fnatic.
Yeah, a little bit of a pressure on the tower as well, and the lane becomes... what you really want as an offlane pop is to have a good start, right? Once you get those few extra levels, null talisman on top of whatever you've got against the enemy position 1, it becomes that much harder for them to actually deal with you. So this is a huge tailwind for Fnatic right now.
Yeah. We'll see what they can use it to accomplish. If they can get an early level 6 with Pangolier, maybe they can do something to the Brood. Similar story with Quap getting an early level 6 if they can get that Sonic Wave coming into play. But now it's top lane where Raven is starting to find his life get a little bit more difficult. He's been mostly free farming up until now, but with level 3 on Snapfire and Massa having the Helm and just all the sustain, he's kind of getting bullied away from the creep wave.
Yeah, he's really playing on the edge there, and he understood exactly what's happening. Now that he's solved up, maybe they can even go for Q.
Yep. Manuel rotates in on the Death Prophet. Death Prophet, that was the departure from the lane to secure the rune, and then that's why Motivate.Trust were able to bully Raven a bit, is because Januel went to secure the mid rune, but then he comes back and gets the kill.
And it was a perfect rune, right? He got that invis, gets into position on time, he's not scouted by any wards. Just nicely played.
Yep. Bottom lane, meanwhile, Boombo. Oh, he's going to TP out. He'll be fine.
What's funny is like how in these lanes it's always like you don't even see it, but it's small plays, like small movements. Like Wraith King, if he stepped out like he's stepping out right now, oh, the miss on the Scatter Blast, and he should be fine.
Has the phase boots until Mars hits level 6. There's not a whole lot they can do against him. And now that Wraith King's at level 6 first, he can always skill up that reincarnation if they go in him. Sonic Wave bottom lane. They get Boombell. And now we're going to see Queen of Pain just blink back to safely. No return kill for Jackie unless he can stun lock DJ. But it looks like DJ just, you know, trying to push his hero to the limit here. Get these last couple creeps, and he'll succeed in doing so.
Yeah, I love how he's not afraid of being bashed. But he does have 9 magic sticks, right? Like he has those charges to work with. Now has Swashbuckle as well. First ulti well used by Queen of Pain. They get another kill.
Yeah, so you don't mind it just for the support? Totally okay with that?
Yeah, I think when you're playing this offlane co-op, you just use it whenever you can to get an advantage. It's all about the snowballing effect, right? You want to be as strong early on as possible. Mid lane Armel, TP out.
He knew Q didn't have the cookie. Unfortunately, doesn't get the rune. Q using the cookie as the rune spawn to ensure that he grabbed it and stunned up the TA.
Gacha Boy will steal their stacks though. Like in Januel, he can't really do anything about it. He's just sitting there, watching it happen.
Yeah, leads some experience maybe, but Spiderling, Spiderites poking out. They're going to scout him out, so Gacha Boy knows what's going on, and he'll just continue to take this farm. As Armel coming in, wants to do something about it, but most of the damage has been done. Only a small little bit of neutrals remain as Mass is making the move too. He's got the arena, so got to be careful if you're Fnatic. Respect that the Mars ultimate could spell your demise here.
For me, this game, like, it doesn't look that bad or that grim, but is already in such a rough spot for Fnatic. Like, you're playing versus this Broodmother with TA and Wraith King. Yeah. I gave them the benefit of the doubt because they did last pick TA into the Brood. They knew what was happening. I'm just wondering, like, what is the plan? What is the execution once this Brood starts doing what 33 did in the last game that I watched? Blocking all your ancient camps and hard camps. TA and Wraith King, where do they find farm? I'm extremely worried for them at the moment.
And for now, they'll find it in the form of a support Bane, who's just kind of on a warding mission. So not the biggest of kills, but if they can get Jackie, that's a big one. He's only got the 1 point in Time Walk, so with Rolling Thunder, they should be able to get this kill. Nope. Jackie says, you go flying.
And just dances away, taunts them away. Yeah, he needed to use that chrono. He was dead for sure if he hadn't.
Top lane. Januel trying to defend the tower is going to get arena'd, and well, they're trading support lives. Bane down bottom, Death Prophet up top. Both teams losing their 5 positions and also seeing their towers on the side of the map getting pressured. Yeah,
Fnatic gets the bottom tier 1 tower a little bit quicker, but this top tier 1 will fall in a matter of seconds. And a dire jungle is no longer yours. If you're Fnatic, you have to be playing down bottom, perhaps in the triangle around mid lane. Top lane around Brood, you just don't want to go there.
Feels like they don't have really any good proper catch to pressure the Brood. Instead, they're going to pressure towers. The support Death Prophet coming mid with Exorcism, willing to commit this one. Rolling Thunder down for about 15 seconds, but Fnatic with the Siege Wagon feel like Motivate.Trust are not in a good position to defend this one. So a good opening and fine for them to take an early tier 1 mid.
Yeah, pretty nicely played. I feel they also realized that Masarus used the arena top, and Broodmother was pretty much without resources. Had very low mana, even with the Soul Ring, so they... Bottom lane?
Kisses, yep. Flying around as he's trying to dodge it, and it looks like Jabs will succeed in keeping himself alive. Has the Sonic Wave if he wants to commit it. Doesn't need to. Raven gets the kill, but Massa finishes them off. Oh, got caught by the spear. Didn't get a chance to blink out of there. Nice play from the Mars in the end to get the kill.
Running up to someone with Mars and just GoDz rebuking him to that must be one of the juiciest things in the game. Just like slamming that shield, dishing out the killing blow.
Always feels good.
Yeah. Armel is... You see how many spiders he's killing. It's
his CS is... Yeah, he's higher CS than the Brood. Obviously, a lot of those are spiderlings, and a lot of the broods are neutrals, so in terms of net worth, it is TA neck and neck with Brood right now.
Yeah, he's doing pretty well. Like I wasn't quite sure how this would pan out, but so far he's actually being able to hold his own, hold his mid-tier 1 tower, and kill off a bunch of these spiders.
Yeah.
So they're not really greeding out with the item builds as well. Raven obviously going into an armlet, it's something that we see very often. Actually going into a blink afterwards. We see sometimes the Shadow Blade on Wraith King, which is also really nice because of the way you build into Silver Edge at the moment, right? It's great, but Blink just as good on Wraith King.
Yep. We'll see whether or not Raven, that means maybe sign for him to start joining some of these early fights, but for now, for Motivate.Trust, it feels like they're very ulti dependent. I mean, you mentioned, yeah, not having the arena, not having Chronosphere to defend that mid-tier 1 tower. When they've got these ultis, Fnatic probably just farm, but when they're on cooldown, Fnatic can make a lot of moves.
I feel it's on Gacha Boy to prevent them from making those moves when you don't have cooldowns, right? Like you have Grip, Mortier's Kisses, Arena, and Chrono, but Broodmother isn't really tied to anything. So once she perhaps gets the BKB, as she's building into that next, she'll be able to constantly make plays while your ultis are off cooldown, on cooldown that is, but they really need to make use of the next arena and next Chrono to take the tier 1 tower mid lane.
Yeah, and that's something Motivate.Trust... Yeah, I was going to say, Motivate.Trust has been really good at those mid-game team fights. Like last game we saw Fnatic start good, have a good laning stage, and then Motivate.Trust just started winning fights and picking them off one by one.
We'll see if they manage to do the same thing this time around.
Yeah. Sure, Fnatic looking to maybe work on some of the mistakes they did last game, as this time around it's going to be Motivate.Trust pressuring the mid-tier 1 tower, knowing with the strength of their ultimates that probably Fnatic are going to have a tough time defending this. Although Mortimer's Kiss is still down for 20 seconds. Same for the Fiend Script, but collapsing on the mid lane is Gacha Boy's Broodmother, and with the Orchid, they start things off on the TA in the front lanes here, but a nice silence catches the Mars. He doesn't get a chance to use his ultimate, and with the Rolling Thunder, he goes down. Great defense from Fnatic. This time around, they're the ones winning the team fights and punishing Motivate.Trust, getting a bit too greedy there.
Yeah, I'm taking everything that I said back before. For me, it looked very simple for Motivate.Trust with the Broodmother to perhaps collapse on this tier 1 tower, take it, and then go together, but they went in a little bit too deep with not really the heroes that can do a lot. Like you have Brood, you have Mars and Bane. You needed at least Snapfire for the extra damage early on. You need those kisses. They didn't have them. The silences were really on point from Fnatic though. Like you mentioned, preventing the arena.
Yeah, just not having that catch. Maybe, I mean, that catch really is, I mean, unless, if Mars can't get close enough for an arena, it's like you cookie a creep in or something for a stun, but nothing reliable. Until Mars has Blink, they've got to, you know, really find the right way to initiate. Maybe
see, they're even feeling, yeah, they're feeling a little anxious even. Smoking up instantly after, going for the TA.
Yep, Chrono into Kisses, that's 2 big ultimates. They should get the TA, but perhaps Fnatic are going to feel like they can punish this one. They go in with the Wraith King on the front lines. Q, nice cookie to the high ground, will get him out of there. So, Motivate.Trust make the move to get the tier 1 mid tower and the TA. Question is now, what can Fnatic get while these ultis are on cooldown?
Yeah, and it's like for Motivate.Trust, a play such as this one, like usually what you expect to see with a Broodmother is you take a fight, you kill off TA, and then you collapse on top of them, right? You're the ones hunting. But in this fight, it wasn't really like that. They kill off the TA and they instantly had to run back because of all the ultis that they used, like you mentioned.
Death Prophet. Oh, nice Orchid. They stopped the Rolling Thunder. Arena going to follow it up, and Fnatic, not sure what they were thinking there, just with 2 supports of all heroes.
Yeah, this is looking way more on point now for Motivate.Trust. They're actually utilizing all their skills properly and getting these big pickoffs, taking control of the map. I expected this to happen perhaps slightly earlier, but
yeah. We see the Brood taking over the top of the net worth chart, as you typically do see. Raven blinking in, finds Q. Gets the Scatterblast, can he cookie away? Doesn't look like he's got an escape, and he'll get brought down with ease by Fnatic.
that attempt to jump on top of the cliff doesn't work out this time around. It's easy for Broodmother to escape, but The Snapfire without the blink, yeah, a little bit tougher.
That's something Fnatic are all going for, is these blink daggers. Yep, they want Jackie. Can they chase him down? The Rolling Thunder is there, but he's got the max time walk now, so getting this kill, I don't imagine is going to be something that's possible for him. Rolling back in, it's going to get dodged by Jackie, but now, on cooldown, the Sonic Wave is there, and Jackie gets chased down. Dies to the shield crash. DJ may pay for this one with his life, but there's still hope for him until the Massa Blink Spear comes into play. The Kisses is there, but it gets cancelled by Jabs. Nice blink in with the Yules. As Armel going to keep away Massa for now. He blinks out of there, leaving Jabs alone. Uh-oh. Has a blink if he can get it off. No cookie for a couple of seconds. The spear should be there into the tree with the Orchid, and I'll leave Jabs to die.
Yeah, DJ does manage to escape on like 1% HP, but if you're Fnatic, you killed off Void. You're kind of happy with that. Boombi just wasn't really there on point to sleep the Queen of Pain and stop her from using her ulti. Because of that, Void dies. But I just love how Fnatic, when they like the play that usually looks pretty much impossible, they make it work just by committing more and more into it. Sometimes they get punished, but this time around it did net them a Void kill, which is great for them. Plus, you forced all these heroes on top, and I think that's even a bigger win. As Armel is farming mid lane, bottom lane Wraith King is pushing in. The heroes TP towards top, used all their spells. No one can be pressuring the TA or Wraith King.
There's definitely an element of greed to the way Fnatic play, not just with farming, but even going for these greedy kills that they get punished for. But like you say, sometimes it pays off, and that was definitely one of those times. And we'll see if what they followed up with it next. They've got to kind of respect the fact Chronosphere is coming back up, so perhaps this is where momentum will swing back Motivate.Trust's way, as we've kind of talked about. When they have ultimates, they should be the strong ones. Yep. Ooh, got the time walk out. That's a tier 2 tower being pressured.
It will open up the shrine as well, so Janual, he will jump straight into it, I believe, to take it away. But it could have been much worse. I think they overlapped the silence a little bit with the stun, and Jackie just manages to survive there.
Well, for Fnatic, they back off to their own triangle, happy to maybe walk away with their wins. A tier 2 tower and an enemy outpost. Not a bad find for them, as Jackie getting Raven getting more and more farmed on the Wraith King. Jackie himself is Void, farming decently. Mask Madness, Maelstrom all in on the farming items. Mid lane, they're going on Bane. Boom Boy gets jumped. That's the Blink Daggers. Wraith King TA, both with Blinks. Pangolier, one queued up, only a couple hundred gold away, and then Quap, built-in Blink. So they've got very mobile heroes here.
Yeah, they're making sure that at least one of them can disable or kill off the Bane and the Snapfire as they're hitting from the backlines. And all these mobility items obviously help out versus Void. It makes it much harder for him to just jump in and chrono. But you can just chrono, you don't have to jump in.
They want to defend the top lane. Jackboys gets the chrono out to start things off in the TAT. Gets brought down, but the wraparound is coming. And it looks like DJ with the Rolling Thunder wants to bring down Jackboys with the Sonic Wave. Have they got the damage? The silence makes sure he doesn't time walk out of there. Nicely done by Fnatic, and they want more, but doesn't look like they're going to be able to find more.
And that's the trade, Void for TA. Like, Void is your main core heading into the late game. Like, Broodmother, sure, she's alright, but at some point she just becomes this huge piñata that anyone can kill off. I feel like they need to perhaps utilize Masarus and his arena a bit more. He is smoking up.
Well, before that can happen, they've found Yanuel's Death Prophet, but we'll trade it for the Snapfire, so support for support. But here comes the smoked up Mars. What's Massa going to find? He probably wants a bigger kill than just a support, but Raven on the Wraith King isn't really a kill you can get when he's got Reincarnation, so he just backs off.
Yeah, there's just no damage. Like, you have Mars Arena, you have Grip, that's a lot of catch. Oh, okay. The Grip as well.
Yeah, they want... Well, that's his first life, but he's burning his mana. Oh, he gets the stick off just in time. They thought they had the kill with the Fiend's Grip mana still. Now they're going to go for the kill on the respawn, but the Rolling Thunder's there to perhaps save the day. He's bouncing around DJ inside the arena, making life miserable for Massa, as Massa going to be the first to go down. Boombell is next. On the Bane gets chased down by the Queen of Pain damage, but the Kisses brings down the Wraith King, so they do end up getting Raven. That's the kill they were hoping for. A bit more tricky than they'd perhaps imagined, though.
Damn, way more trickier. It was a nice attempt, like you called it perfectly with the grip to try and get rid of his mana and kill him off just like that. Sadly
they got him low enough until the one charges, but yeah, the one charges saved him.
It was just the one charges in the end. So nice try from Motivate.Trust. Sadly for them, it doesn't work out in the end. Still though, you kill the Wraith King, you lose your offlane in position 5. Not the worst of trades. I'm just waiting to see what are the big items here coming. On TA, we will have the BKB very soon. BKB AC as well on Wraith King. And both of these teams have a pretty easy way of getting into the pit and getting that rush. Right now it looks like Motivate will do it first.
Yep. Medallion plus little Shredder, and yeah, it's pretty much to some extent go time for them. Their supports don't have ultimates, but perhaps feeling confident. Rolling Thunder's come back up though, and DJ, he scans this one out. Is he going to go in time? He's nearby, but Roche already dead, so without backup, he doesn't want to make the play. Fnatic, if they were there, maybe a couple seconds sooner, but they'll back off.
Oh, they're still close enough. DJ, he does have Blink, so...
Yeah, if he can find...
About...
Maz is a nice target on this Maz before he gets his BKB. I mean, he's tanky, but that takes away a lot of the team fight.
I feel like he's just playing it safe. He has teammates that want to finish off their BKBs as well.
Yeah.
And maybe if you see Motivate.Trust going for this tier 2 on mid lane, you can backstab them. Or just go bottom, as that's what they're drawing at least.
Yeah, the Raven is perhaps the target they want to go for. They don't know he's here, but he's going to finish off these Ancients and have a blink away, so I don't imagine he gets caught by this smoke rotation from Motivate.Trust.
Yeah, I feel the only way you catch him is by some instant... What, you can chrono him from the fog, perhaps? That's what we've seen before. Or perhaps some sleep, but there's no Aether Lens for that, so the smoke will break. It's just shouldn't be on time to catch the Wraith King. If he even stays there, right? Like, they should know what's happening.
Yeah, he's going to clear this camp before they even get close enough, I think, to go on him, but...
Okay, whatever, dude. I just woke up, not even okay, whatever, dude. I just woke up, not even trying.
That Arteezy line is great. I love it.
It really is. It's a bunch of excuses.
The perfect NA Dota line.
Did he say he's lagging as well? Woke up, not even trying? And I'm like, of course he is, yeah. And he's lagging, yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Hotkeys aren't set up as well, you know.
Yeah.
My chair is not set straight, it's a different chair.
Well, no excuses here. This is the DPC, and a loss here probably means... I feel like whoever loses this series, there's a very good chance they're not making it to the first major. Even winning might not get you there. These are two teams around the middle of the table. Fnatic looking for their third win. Motivate.Trust have beat some of the weaker teams, but struggled against the top dogs of SEA. And we're going to see how they're going to do fare here against Fnatic. A good game 1, but game 2, so far, pretty neck and neck. Fiendscript down bottom, yeah. They're not going to be able to follow it up, and just a Rolling Thunder TP away. DJ saves the day.
Yeah, it's really what Fnatic wanted to do here. They're pressuring, but you're playing into an Aegis, right? So you're just pressuring bottom and buying yourself time.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that you took that tier 2 earlier, you can pressure the high ground, and Motivate.Trust, they cannot trade. So they need to respond, they have to. And then it's very easy to just bail, get out with the Rolling Thunder like you mentioned, and just wait for that Aegis to run out.
Time's a ticking, and Fnatic getting more and more time just to farm up their BKBs. Both Wraith King and TA going for other items first, so when they get these BKB timings, they're going to be pretty damn strong. It's going to negate a lot of the damage that follows up the Chronosphere if they can get those BKBs off in time.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Chabs again. Yeah, this is just so annoying.
This constant split push. He's even throwing out the high five, like, hey guys, I'm over here. Come and deal with me.
I mean, he knows what he's doing, they know what he's doing, they know that they can't really do a lot about it, that their objective isn't to be on the bottom lane. That's literally what you want to avoid.
And it's like, Bane can maybe make the play to set up, but after what happened last time with the Rolling Thunder, it's just like, Bane's probably like, do I even want to waste my time? Because he has to have a teammate TP in with him. Finally, they'll reclaim their outpost, something that has been held by Fnatic for some time, but they're going to take over the bottom side of the map for now. And they're basically, this is them saying they've had enough of Fnatic's little games, split pushing down bottom. They're going to take over their Ancients, so we'll see what Fnatic respond. They may just say, okay, we'll play top now. But Bane is already looking to get in position to stop that.
This time around, if you use Sleep instead of the Grip, perhaps there can be a TP.
Oh, Armel. Oh. Nice play from both sides. The tumbler into the grip attempt and Armel, very quick reactions with the blink away.
Quick fingers by both of them.
But yes, Fnatic, the response is, let's not fight. They go bottom, we go top. It's kind of a game of cat and mouse until now. Now the smoke is going to come into play. Brood's Aegis still has plenty of time on it, so they're doing this into an Aegis, feeling perhaps confident that they can take over this ancient part of the map and maybe even find a kill. Just a Bane for now. They'll happily take it.
Oh, yep. That's one that Bane.
Oh, yeah. Wrong neighborhood.
Yep, so basically they're reading what Motivate.Trust is doing very well. You know that he will be there alone. You don't want to waste more than one hero to set up. If Bane is trying to catch, let's just go and catch him instead. As we don't want to have a big on brawl 5-on-5, as long as Aegis is there. So getting these small pickoffs, it's exactly what Fnatic need to do, and they did it really well there. Just delay the game, that's all they have to do.
Yeah. And Trust, you know, saying, okay, we'll make the same play down bottom, we'll take a tier 1 tower, but they're the ones with Aegis, and they're the ones... I mean, are you on a clock with a Brood, or are you... Whoa, hold that thought. They spear back in Raven. It doesn't connect with the spear into the tower, but Raven could be in some trouble here. He's got the second life with a BKB. He's going to hold the BKB for his respawn here, but the problem may be in the form of the Chronosphere. They're going to commit this one. They get the perfect... Yeah, the spear on the respawn. He pops the BKB. Now the Chronosphere is there. Have they got the physical damage? You betcha. Jackie finishes him off and looks to Januel as well. 2 kills go their way. On the backlines, it's the supports getting sniped by Fnatic. Jabs and Armel teaming up for that one, but now Armel in some trouble. Doesn't have the way out of there, and Motivate.Trust have done a great job defending this top side of the map.
Yeah, really, really well played by them. Even though DJ and Queen of Pain, DJ and Jabs, they jumped the backlines like we thought they would. They killed off the 2 supports. It wasn't enough, as the initial setup was way too good on the Wraith King. Killing him off first without the BKB, obviously he doesn't want to pop it. He wants to save it for his second life. And then spearing him, making him lose 50% of HP before that BKB is on. Then it's just the physical damage that finishes him off in the Chronosphere. Really nicely played by Motivate.Trust.
Yeah. And you just got to kind of treat that reincarnation like an Aegis itself, where you want to, take it out without committing any big spells, and that's exactly how they managed to win a nice little fight, get themselves a 3k gold lead. They take the tier 2 mid tower, so a lot of map control going their way. The big one is going to be Roshan. Rosh number 2 coming up in the next couple of minutes. And that's something they'll definitely... Both teams will have their eyes on.
Yeah, now that you have used the Chronosphere, the Arena, the Mortis Kisses, perhaps Fnatic might smoke up the moment TA is up. It definitely looks that way with how they're moving.
Yeah. They're showing the co-op top, but it's not something that will necessarily remain the case. Jab's not in the smoke, but he can show in a lane while the other 4 go fishing. And with the co-op mobility from Blink, can very quickly sync up with the rest of the team. But at the same time, this should be a move that maybe Motivate.Trust read. It's not the most, unexpected smoke by any means.
Yeah. It was even telegraphed a bit. TA is alive. There is absolutely no one showing on the map.
Gotcha boy. He's got a BKB. Gets it off in time before the DJ stun comes in. Armel in the backlines finds Q. That's the support Snapfire. Now the Arena coming out, and Death Prophet instantly gets blown up here, as Brood could be in some trouble without a BKB, but it's elsewhere where DJ's being gripped up, uses the shard, tries to keep himself alive, but Master's got too much physical damage. But Fnatic, without the ultimates to worry about, now the BKB is down on the Motivate.Trust side. They feel like they can take this fight. Raven's going to deal with Jackie, who's got another Chronosphere, gets a nice 2-hero Chrono. Starts by taking out the Queen of Pain. Wants Raven next. Has the first life with the reincarnation. The second life going to be coming out soon. TA's just been slept for this entire fight. And Armel, despite having a double damage, hasn't been able to do too much. Is there a bash on Raven? Oh, yes, he's been bashed. In trouble now. Gets brought down. They tip Jackie. They praise the bash gods. And they get themselves 3 kills.
Yeah, it looked like Gacha Boy is a little bit out of position as he didn't even have a web there, but it didn't matter as he has the BKB. He pops that BKB. The sleep was on point on the Snapfire, saving him for a couple of extra seconds, just buying enough time, and then Bane also gripping the Pangolier for the majority of Rolling Thunder. It was just really well played by the 2 supports on the side of Motivate.Trust Gaming, and the cores were free really to do whatever they wanted in that fight, as all the attention was on Bane and Snapfire early on. So maybe Fnatic just realizing that those 2 heroes are probably the easiest to kill and also necessary to kill, but they're struggling at taking down Void, they're struggling at taking down the Broodmother and the Mars.
Yep.
Feels like they need more control for them.
Find the Brood and kill off a lot of her Spiderlings. But yeah, killing this Brood has been, so far, an impossible feat. 0 deaths to Gacha Boy's name. They've managed to kill the Void a few times, but that's really been the main thing they have to be excited about how this game is going. The fact that Raven and Armel aren't able just to do what they want to do in these team fights has been a big problem.
Yeah, and the big problem for Fnatic, it might not be a big problem, but Rosh has respawned. And Snapfire is already in there. She's got the Solar Crest. They can start hitting it. But they don't have any big ults. I mean, no grip. Okay, grip is actually coming off cooldown. That fight was long enough. You have Mortimer's Kisses. And you have Arena of Blood. That's something that you can use on the side of Motivate.Trust Gaming. But I'm wondering if Fnatic will try and contest it.
Yeah. And maybe we'll see if Motivate.Trust are worried about the Chronosphere cooldown. Doesn't look like it. They just go running into the pit. They kill this so damn fast. And Fnatic, they smoke it, they scan it, but yeah, it's already gone. TA's illusion was on the way to scout it out, but they had to be there already.
I'm seeing a lot of teams struggling with Rosh defenses lately. Like, I see a lot of teams they smoke up, and by the time they're in the river, the Rosh is already gone. Like, more so than before. I'm not sure if Rosh is dying way too fast or what's happening, but maybe a little bit of both. A little bit of Rosh dying and a little bit of teams just not being on point with the defense.
Well, Fnatic, it's kind of 2 games in a row. Last time they were on the ones going for Rosh when they killed it too slowly. So definitely Roshan has been something they haven't really judged that well in this series.
Yeah, the PA won in the first game when he popped the BKB and tried to finish it. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah, definitely knowing for Rosh, it's definitely like a key team skill. Like the fact that Motivate.Trust know they can kill it that fast. They see like a hero or 2 on the map too far away and they're like, okay, free Rosh. Yeah. Let's see what they can do with this Aegis. This one goes to the Faceless Void, so Gacha Boy going to be playing without it this time around.
Oh, they smoke up for jabs. Let's see if they can... Jackie will just start killing the creep instead.
Yeah, and kind of maybe reveals the smoke too. Yeah.
He also cannot connect to Gacha Boy, right? So...
Yeah, he's a little bit alone up here, but we'll see if... I mean, Fnatic, they've got these Blink Daggers, but not like the most amazing catch. It's kind of like a Blink Rolling Thunder, perhaps.
Yeah, that's something that I wanted to mention earlier too. It's so much easier for Motivate.Trust, right? They have the script, they have the chrono, the arena. These are big disables that you have to somehow, like, you have to have a hero that stops them.
Oh, in goes the Brood. Perhaps this is the way to stop him. He gets off the BKB, but the physical damage is too much. Massa tries to save the day with the arena, but he may pay the price here. Yanuel, he's kept alive by the Glimmer Cape. There comes the dust just in time to finish off the kill, but Massa will pay the price because of how long it took to get that one. Meanwhile, in the backlines, jabs on the Queen of Pain. Gets the Blinko out just in time, and they've killed off 4. Queen of Pain using that Ag Shard really nicely here. Jack Boys, he's alone. He's trying to bring down DJ. He may succeed in doing so. Chronosphere on 4! He kills 2, and he's looking to get out of there with the Time Walk. I don't know if they can chase him down here. They're going to try and do so. They've got an Arcane Rune on the TA, but what a chrono from Jack, boys.
Wait, he saved the gem as well. Like,
oh, so nice.
Alright, he single-handedly rescued that fight for them. At the same time, I feel like him being bottom brought them into the whole mess. Someone had to be. Someone has to defend the bottom lane as Jabs is split pushing it. Broodmother, even though Faceless Void was bottom, pushed it a little bit too far. We were talking about the disables. They have a lot of small ones, and if they all stack up together, they can definitely kill the Broodmother, and that's what they did.
Yep. Not sure why. A bit interesting. DJ buys back after dying. Like, it was just the Void alive, so not sure that there was like any kind of big team fight happening, but does get a chance to keep farming towards that Aeon disc.
There's a couple of things that you can think about. Maybe they will need extra support to kill off the Void, right? Extra disables. If he dies once, it's going to be hard to kill him again after ages. Or maybe he's thinking someone from Motivate.Trust will buy back, as they had the outpost top and TP in. So it's like one of those. Oh no, my team just got 4. Yeah, my team just got 4-man chronoed.
Yeah, he's thinking the Void might stick around and go for that like 1v5 rampage kind of play. But definitely a lot of pressure and eyes on DJ. As far as the team fight goes, he is the team fight for Fnatic. He's Rolling Thunder. He's got the Quickening Charm to reduce the cooldown, looking to finish an Aeon disc to give him that kind of extra survivability as well.
As foretold.
We'll see a smoke up. Motivate.Trust. They're on the move. What can they find with this initiation? No chrono for 15 seconds, but they've got plenty of other tools to start this fight with if they need to.
No, Harmel. He has to know, right?
Oh, Chronosphere in 5. It's the Void in the front lines. He doesn't want to break the smoke right now. As soon as Armel kills his creep wave, he may blink TP. Is he going to go for the chrono?
Oh, he did.
One of pretty next level miss chrono. He was perfect with the placement. He was just half a second too, maybe a full second too late.
Yeah, and you can't really blame him because it's not like the chrono was on cooldown, right? It was on 1, 2, 3 seconds cooldown, and because of that he couldn't really really use it earlier. So it's one of those Loda spheres that it happens. It's fine.
Oh boy.
Oh, gotcha boy.
Gotcha boy. With a bit of a gotcha death as DJ, once again, it's him finding the catches, leading the charge for these pickoffs. There's not a whole lot of control on this Fnatic side. It really just comes down to DJ's ultimate, and he's making it count.
And the Broodmother, doing Broodmother things, always wants to be behind enemy lines, but you're playing versus a TA with a lot of traps. Like, those traps are keeping an eye on the Broodmother, knowing exactly where she goes, so... Plus the wards in the Dire jungle, it's easy for them to catch her, punish her for this.
Got all the brood hunting wards. They're playing around the Roshan pit, not that there's any Roshan to worry about or go for at least a couple of minutes. We'll see a DD rune spawn, something that perhaps Armel going to be looking to hold on to for the next fight. Actually, it's going to be Raven who bottles it up, so this Wraith King, if he gets on top of really anyone, they can just quickly melt, other than maybe like the Faceless Void. I mean, Brood's got an AC, so the 2 cores, not bad.
Yeah, that AC definitely helping out versus both the Raven and Armel. A ton of physical damage coming from them. And Wraith King is going into the Silver Edge that we mentioned earlier, so Blink Dagger and Shadow Blade. A lot of initiation potential. Jackie, right boys.
DJ was looking down bottom, but doesn't find him with the Rolling Thunder. So we'll see Fnatic perhaps play it a little bit safe until that ultimate comes back up, but they know they've done a good job pushing out that top lane, and they're going to force kind of somebody to come back and play cleanup for these creep waves. Very similar to game 1, where it's like this tense game. We head to the late game, like 40 minutes in, like one team has a slight gold lead, but it's no one's like convincingly ahead.
Yeah, you couldn't call it in that last game, and it's very difficult to do the same here. Just waiting for the chrono. The chrono is off cooldown, and let's see how the next fight goes. Q is in.
Blink Scatterblast to initiate with the shard, and they'll follow it up with Jackie. That's just the support going for some, you know, dewarding, but good initiation. That's out of the smoke.
Masaru's attempted to jump on the Wraith King and Pangolier, but doesn't really manage to catch them with the spear on that mid lane. So it's only the Death Prophet that dies, and if you're Fnatic, sure, I'll give my position 5 at any point in this game, right? It doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's instead of getting the ward, he becomes the ward and pays the price for it himself. Armel, ooh, almost got caught by the Blink Scatterblast, but managed to dodge it. Gets the BKB off. He's going to look to turn on to Q, but the Glimmer is there, and Jackboy's with a Chronosphere. He's going to commit it. The DJ Rolling Thunder on the backlines may just save his life here. Could allow Armel, gets the Blink out of there, so he's still alive, and that's a Chronosphere down. Sonic Wave from Jabs. It's done a lot of damage here, and the DJ Rolling Thunder is going to be on Jackboy. He does BKB now, but he's lost 3 of his teammates already, forced to retreat. He's trying to hightail it out of there. With the Time Walk range, he should be fine, but Boombell not so lucky. He is going to go down, as once again, it's kind of Jackie versus the world. Don't think he's getting caught. Yeah, he knows that he's being chased down with the Sentry Ward there, so... Wow,
yeah, he's
DJ, what a Rolling Thunder.
Yeah, Jackie is also time walking back to base and being like, sorry guys, I did that. You know, you overcommit, you make a play, it bounces back, your whole team is dead.
Yep, and they're going to focus the objectives here.
One of the reasons why he wasn't able to even kill off the TA is the level 25 talent. She's got +8 refraction instances. Pretty much by the time he finished those off, Armel still had full HP. So the whole chrono did absolutely nothing.
Yeah, after the chrono ended and Armel just blinked away. It was like, okay, that means you did 0 damage because that blink dagger was still active. So I think he was expecting his teammates to be able to follow up the chrono, but what he wasn't ready for was DJ's Rolling Thunder. Caught the entire backlines, preventing them from following up the chrono.
Yeah, it's something that they've been doing really well throughout the game. Jabs and DJ, you can see just how long and how much time these two have been together playing. Just constantly jumping the backlines together.
Making things count as they get themselves Roshan Refresher Shard on the ground. I would imagine that goes to DJ. Yeah, I was about to say, his ultimate Rolling Thunder. He has been, like, in many ways, the MVP of this game for Fnatic, it feels like, with all the plays he's making.
Yeah, he's the main controller. Definitely does make a lot of sense to give him that Jackie again. Oh, do you really want to do this?
Yeah, we've seen this one before. He gets caught in the gap, but he does get the BKB off in between Rolling Thunder stuns.
He's got
double damage TA. The Mortimer's Kisses follow up. They may be able to bring down Armel. Meanwhile, on the backlines, Massa, he's caught the Death Prophet. That's a dead support. They don't even end up killing the Aegis here. Armel just blinks away, and he's just going to right-click down the Void. The physical damage is just too much. They only get the Queen of Pain. Armel dodges the spear, so he's still alive. And with an Aegis in hand, he's got a second life here. The Refresher allows the Mars to go for second arena, but I don't think that's going to be enough to turn this fight. The Raven Wraith King is just wreaking havoc. That's 4 dead. Only the Void has buyback, and this may just be GG. As Fnatic looking for that 5th kill.
This definitely feels like GG. Like, they do have 2 buybacks and the Chronosphere. No Morty's Kisses, though, and I'm not sure how they will go for this throne. This game is all but over.
We're going to buy back the Faceless Void. Does have a Chronosphere, but what's he going to be able to do with that one? No Mortimer's Kisses for the Snapfire.
It's 2 versus 7. There's an Aegis on TA, there's an ulti on Wraith King.
Yep. They pop the Chi, so Armel fully healthy now. And they're going for the base. Jackboy's Time Walk in, reverse Time Walk out, but he's just trying to bait some spells there. There's not a whole lot he can do it for the time being. He's watching these tier 4s go down. They've now got 3 heroes. He goes in looking for the first life of Raven, but Raven has the shard, so it's a 0 mana cost. As Jackboy's now being stunned up, can't get the Chronosphere off. He's in trouble. He needs to get it off, and he can't. Dead for 2 minutes will be GG. Well, Fnatic bounce back. We get ourselves a game 3. We had lizZard. It's finally happened. We got a game 3.
Yeah, like how many series did we cast? Like, this is the first game 3 that we've had, and a very interesting one. Like game 1 and game 2, I just I just couldn't call. I couldn't say who's going to win it because it just feels weird. Motivate.Trust Gaming, they have full control. Then Gacha Boy, he dies a couple of times in the enemy jungle, and Fnatic makes a full comeback. Jack Boys as well with this last jump. I think it's a little bit more difficult of a situation in which they're already losing and he's trying to do something on that TA, but that TA has an Aegis, refraction talent, DD. You're not killing her. There's no way. His teammates weren't around. Like he attempted to go for something crazy, it backfired, and in the end, that last fight, I don't think it mattered that much.
Yeah, there was a lot of pressure on him, on the Void, to kind of carry the late game, because it did feel like we saw the classic Broodmother. Okay, we're late game, the hero starts to kind of fall off a bit and just didn't look quite as effective. So, unfortunately for Motivate.Trust, they find themselves in a game 3. Fortunately for you guys watching, the viewers, we got ourselves a game 3. So guys, stick around. We'll be right back.